Hey everybody, this is Brad Hall from Renew Deck Supply. Today we're going to be showing you how to install a spindle railing system from Ultralox. Let's send it out to Brandon and his crew to show you how it's done.
He's putting on our bottom mount brackets, which is one of the first steps to installing the section. There's a cool little jig that they offer, comes right with the packaging. All screws and fasteners are aluminum, self-tapping. Alright, continuing on, it's always really good to have one of the guys on the site going ahead of you, making sure all the pieces and parts are here, and getting these bottom brackets on is a huge efficient way to get this railing section done, because I can just basically grab a section of railing and go straight to cutting it versus having to mount the brackets and then walk back and forth. So we got Landon over here putting on clips ahead of me, and I'm going to start grabbing sections and getting them cut, and it'll make the whole process a lot faster, a lot more efficient. All right, here we got an 8-foot panel pre-assembled. We're going to stick it outside of your post. We're going to center it by using the spindle space between the post and the first spindle. What you're going to do is you're going to measure between the post and your spindle and ensure that all your gaps are the same. Okay. Now that we know our distance between, we can take it down to the saw and cut our ends real quick. So making sure that your rail is seated all the way down on the brackets. Every section has its own bag of screws and clips. And then you'll take your top clips, insert them into the top rail, fasten them with 2 of your self-tapping screws. Centered on the post. And once your top brackets are in, you can go through and fasten the rail section either side of each bracket. Have your rail section assembled, you can grab your top and bottom snap covers, mark the rail snap at the post, mark the side of it, and we'll take both top and bottom snaps down to the saw and cut them off. Putting your bottom and top snaps on, I always start with the bottom snap. Get it over the ribs on one side, and then the rest of it will work into place. Ensure that it's clipped in and seated the whole way down. The rail has a little bit of a bend until you put the foot block in, so putting the bottom rail on tightens the whole section up a little bit, and it's less effort to get this top snap on. You'll hear it click, so you know it's in place. Then you can grab a foot block, find the center of the section overall. fasten the foot block with the screw that they give you, preferably to the outside of the rail section so it's not seen. Make sure not to over tighten any of your screws, and never use an impact to assemble a railing. Very, very easy for that impact to trigger and break a screw. And once you break a screw off in the post, it's very difficult to get it out. Use your mini drill and or a regular drill. Every set of railing comes with a little can of touch-up paint for any scratches, dings, or such that you will happen to have along the way. All right, so the next step in the process, after you got all your sections of railing done, everything's buttoned up, you're going to assemble your skirts and caps. The skirts come in 2 pieces. It's very beneficial to hide the seam of the skirt underneath of the railing so that when you're looking at it from the front, you don't see the crack in it here. Looks nice that way. And with the aluminum caps, they are pressure fit and they're tight, but to just reassure that they're not gonna come off, somebody bumping them, a kid grabbing a hold of it, or whatever the case may be, we just put a couple of little dabs of some sort of silicone-based caulk in the corners, and then press the cap down, and it gives it a little extra hold. All right, so a couple of pro tips for anybody doing this on their own. When you're mounting your brackets, it's really helpful to take a rubber band or even a piece of masking tape and put that little pattern on the post so you don't have to hold the gun and hold the screw all at one time. Makes that install process a lot faster. Don't ever use a hammer to get your caps or snaps on. They will mar, they will dent. Put your foot block in, use your foot itself, and squeeze with your hands. If they do not fit on, there's something wrong with the cap, and you do not want to continue further without making sure what the problem is. And then stand back and take a look at it. Look for scratches, dings, or mars, and admire your finished work.
Thank you so much for watching today. Feel free to hit that like button below, and for all things decking and outdoor living related, be sure to hit that subscribe button.